Hey, what's up, guys? This is Paul Munko from Colorful Filth and Munko Knives, and today I'm doing a quick voiceover of my table at Blade Show 2025. Lee from Love Them Knives was awesome, and just like last year, my second year presenting, he came over and wanted to give a little bit of a showcase. So here's some information about what I had on display, some models that are coming out soon under the Munko Knives name, as well as the most recent Colorful Filth collaboration, which I think is a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So before we get into some of the knives, I just wanted to give Love Them Knives a huge thank you for always being such an awesome supporter. Ever since the very beginning, when I started doing collaborations with Northern Knives, Lee has always been there to support the projects, to showcase the projects, and just thank you for being awesome, man. So everything on this side of the table is going to be my production folding knife designs, collaborations with companies like Kaiser, Concept, and Bestech. And then this whole case here is my art collaborations under the Colorful Filth name. And these were done with mostly Northern Knives, with the exception of that banter that you see. That was actually a collaboration with NAFs featuring my cat inside of that spaceship there. So for anyone who's not familiar with how these projects work, essentially I come up with the illustrations as well as the concepts for these knives, and then Northern Knives, again in a majority of cases, modifies them. So in this most recent example, which is available for pre-order now, this is a modified Benchmade bailout. I designed the illustration of a man jumping out of a exploding helicopter, and then the other side showcases some of those helicopters. There's a UFO. It's a totally weird out there battle scene going on. But the cool thing about it is Northern Knives accomplishes this look with a mix of multi-layer anodizing, cerakoting, and laser engraving, which is super cool. So moving on to the production designs, this is a Kaiser Mystic, one of my earlier designs with them, and this is the full-size version. So it's going to feature that big Rex 45 blade, that really cool drop shutty action that seems to be a favorite of people who enjoy my designs, at least in the community, and always fun to have that on the table and have people react to exactly how that functions. This knife is a new collaboration with a newer company called Orbital Knives. It's called the Fornax, OEM'd by Kaiser, and this is actually my first time doing a frame lock. Previously, I've only ever done bolster locks for this type of configuration, so this was a fun challenge to figure out how to do something that was really a separation from my normal design language, not having a bolster, but turning it into something that does still feel overall connected to the lineup that I've been working on. The knife is also super light, so definitely a great blade to weight ratio there, which is awesome. This row here is featuring some of my prototypes. So that one at the bottom there, that is my first slip joint design, and this is going to be called the Melody in collaboration with Kaiser. One of the cool things about this is the first knife design that really goes into my logo featuring a guitar pick. So the concept of this prototype is that we are going to have different types of wood that are commonly found in boutique guitars as the actual inlays in this knife. So in this example, we have rosewood, which is very common as a fretboard for different types of guitars, and definitely fits the overall vibe, and also is a little bit of a departure from the space themes that I normally go with. So this next prototype on my table is called the Aura, and the cool thing about this one is it's going to be a Kaiser knife, but it's actually a collaboration between myself and also Jonathan Stiles. Jonathan Stiles, of course, probably most well known for the Militaw, which is arguably one of Kaiser's most popular knives right now. So really, the concept behind this is taking the Mystic and taking the Militaw and almost molding them together into a singular design. So I'm super excited about this one. Really great carry, a little bit smaller of a knife, but also could be a great XL platform. And hopefully that'll be released in the next couple of months. This one is the Pluto. So this is a brand new prototype. I got this in probably a week before we left for Blade Show. And this is a concept collaboration and really is meant to be a small, potentially fifth pocket carry. You have that, nice cleaver style blade with that really full-size finger choil. So even though the knife is smaller, you could still get a really good full-size grip. Also, the Pluto is essentially a little brother to the Quasar, which is my most recently released collaboration with Concept Knives. And that sort of relationship is seen with the finger choil and the bolster shape and just kind of the overall proportions. It's much smaller, it's a different blade shape, but there's definitely some shared identity there, which is really fun to have as a kind of dual carry, I think. Up next, we have my first collaboration ever with Bestech, and that is the Constellation. So the Constellation is a higher end, really gentleman's carry type folding knife. It's very slender. It's very elegant. There's not really any details in it that are, overly aggressive by any means, even though it does have that Tanto profile. And it's just a very comfortable carry that I think is suitable for pretty much any environment. And then moving on to this model. So this is going to be, again, my most recent Concept collaboration, the Quasar. And Concept really went above and beyond with a ton of different material configurations. On the table here, there are 6. There is actually 8 total, my favorite of which is this version right here with the Timascus scales. My second favorite version is definitely the glow carbon fiber with the bronze accents. I think that's a really unique sort of way to implement those different colors. Overall, the Quasar was designed with ergonomics really in mind, and that combined with what I think is an ideal blade length really makes it a great everyday carry for pretty much every task you could think of. And then finally, we have the Mini Mystic. So this is something that I really like to show, is just that comparison in size between the Mini and the full size. The funny thing about these two knives is that the Mini is still very much a full-size knife, right? Really, the only time the Mini Mystic appears mini is when it is directly next to the full-size version. So no matter which way you go, you're going to have plenty of blade length, plenty of handle length to really take care of any of those EDC tasks. Along with the size difference, there is also a bit of a budget consideration. So the Mini Mystic is a bit more budget friendly. It utilizes Kaiser's clutch bar lock, which is great as an ambidextrous lock. And also includes a reversible pocket clip, which is not actually available on the full-size Mystic. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. So thank you, anybody who made it to the end of this video, for checking out my table. I really appreciate the support, and I'm just really excited to keep making designs, and hopefully you guys like all of them in the future too. Thanks.